So are you talking about your new house?
I'm talking about my new casa. My new casa. Why is it so low?
Because you need to speak up.
My new casa will have things. Toya things.
That's not a word.
That is a thing.
That's not a word.
R. Kelly made it a word.
Oh, stop
He made
it.
it a
That's
word.
why he's in prison.
Because he made a word called Toya
because
things?
he peed on a girl,
Yeah,
and then he made words about it.
He made words
And
about
then he got trapped in the closet.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I did that when I was at work. I was walking by someone, and I look at him. I was like, and I looked at him. And he looked at me. And I looked at him. And they're like, why are you looking at me? Because you looked at me. But yes.
So, we're recording from our new studio / Lynn's new house in West Philadelphia.
I wish. I wish. And it's not that nice. But I've officially upgraded my life. I have a mortgage, an actual location of a residence with
big boy bills.
I got big boy bills, my big boy
bills.
pants. I take big. Never mind. Yeah. Yes. So
Your arms better be fucking swole.
your arms better be fucking. You're gonna say it eventually at some point. But yeah, no, good steps. You know, we're starting off this recording in a little bit of a different setup. But it's it's my legit spot. The office space will be put together here within the next few weeks. Yeah. Videos will be coming very, very soon because the way the office space is going to set up, it's going to complement everything. I'm very excited with that. So now that I am officially moved in and that clusterfuck of stress is out of the way,
right.
I can actually start putting effort into this.
Yeah.
This thing.
Hello, Project Airwaves.
Hello.
Jumping off, I'm D.
This is Lynn.
Project Airwaves. We're back at it again. We're so happy that you are here with us. Spend time with us. Nice. Oh, no, I thought that's what you were going to do. You made the pop noise.
The pop noise?
From that guy. It was like, I thought you were going
to. Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. So I got the cherry on top.
If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Check out all of our other social media. Links will be in the description. We're on a TikTok. Go check out our Patreon. Give us your money. We love you. We'll give you kisses. Let's jump into it. What's the first thing we're talking about?
Well,
I mean, you technically did talk about your new place. You didn't really go into much detail.
Bits and pieces, more or less. Now that things are up and running, I will know within the first month how strenuous this may or may not be because I'm practically doing it independently on my own. I don't know a lot of people in my life that are able to purchase a location on their own that aren't relying on a significant other to help pay their bills and stuff like that.
Yes.
So the independence is more or less just a flex because at the end of the day, it's, I got no one else to show it to other than me to say that I was able to do this, get myself in here, and all my bills for this are coming out of my pocket. I'm not having to split the profit with somebody else in order to survive because I feel like now you have a lot of people who get locked into certain situations where they're like, well, fuck, I can't go anywhere because I have to have a roommate or I have to stay with this person in order to make sure that I can stay afloat and not be homeless.
Right.
I want to be the proven fact that you don't because I don't make a huge amount of money. I make just enough to get by even prior to this place, but with proper management and being able to actually control funds and make sure that I'm actually responsible for what the fuck I'm doing.
Right.
You can do it. You can hold it down. I'm not in the same location I wanted to be, but it's still a pretty decent part of town.
It's a start.
It's a good start, and this is going to be a profitable outcome because I know within the next. I noticed. So I haven't been over on this side of town in so fucking long.
Yep.
I didn't realize everything changed.
Everything
changed.
McDonald's now.
I saw, because I was driving past, I don't want to put too much of where I'm at right now, but one of the spots there was an old tattoo shop.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah. And they shut it down, and now it's
been gone.
It's gone. It's bulldozed down.
Bulldozed
and there's a Dutch Bros there now.
Fucking Dutch Bros.
I had no idea.
And they're about to build the dispensary.
Yeah, but then I saw on the other side, there's this giant hospice thing going on next to the AZ.
Yeah. It's like, but why wouldn't I want to get high and then go get a tattoo? Like, that makes perfect sense.
I just see the aspect of things starting to modernize, and I'm seeing now that there's parts in this town that are getting remodeled. Yes. Because I remember when I talked to D about this not too long ago when I wanted to purchase the spot, it's not somewhere I was trying to call home permanently.
Right.
It was, how can I take this place, invest, get equity to grow, and then flip it and sell it and get something better. Right. Because realistically, trying to buy a brand new home in this market is fucking impossible. It's
disgusting.
Almost gave up trying just to get this spot.
Yeah.
Because of all the fucking hurdles you had to jump through. Realistically, I'm like, they don't make it easy for you to purchase a home.
No.
They make it like, you sure you don't want a cosigner? You sure you don't want to do this? Okay, here's this bill. Here's this.
Well, and they
you have to
look
sign
at you
this.
crazy because you want to do it by yourself.
I got asked multiple times. Oh, you sure you don't want anybody to cosign? No, I got it. Okay, well, let's do a credit check. Credit's fine. Okay, well, you have a car payment. I can take care of my car payment. Don't worry about that. Well,
it's not
we need
normal.
we need you to sign these documents. Got them signed. They put so many roadblocks in to stop you from being
Doing it
able
by
to get
yourself.
something. I'm like, it should not have been this difficult. It was such a stressful ordeal to get in here. It's not. It's probably one of the most stressful things I've ever had to do.
It's not for the faint of heart.
No, it's not. There's not a lot of people I know, and even I was talking to one of my coworkers. She was telling me how that when her and her husband and their kids were trying to buy their home, she's like, I was so close to giving up had my husband not pushed us through it.
Right.
Because realistically, it's impossible as an independent person to try and purchase something.
Yeah.
And
well,
it's like,
even looking back at my parents, you remember our old house?
Yeah.
When we moved into Centennial, that got foreclosed on because they wouldn't refinance with my parents. Mm-hmm. My parents had to move into a condo.
Oh, I didn't know that was that gated community. I didn't know it got foreclosed on.
It got foreclosed on.
Oh, okay.
Because the housing bubble had burst and all the prices were coming down, but they weren't renegotiating their mortgage. Mm-hmm. So they're paying a mortgage as though the house was still worth 1.6 mil or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it had devalued to like 800,000 or something for a hot second.
Right.
So they wouldn't budge. So my parents were like, "Fuck it, we're out." Mm-hmm. They got an apartment or a condo, and then put in the hard work, fix their credit, and then put in for a new house, which is the house they live in now.
They're still living in that one story?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I know. That was
it's crazy seeing the shit they went through for the first house, seeing the shit they went through for the second house, and then seeing the shit you went through. It's just like, dude,
it's
wow.
It's hard. The only reason why, and everybody's, they're trying to congratulate me and give me props for getting this spot, and it's cool. It's a cool achievement, but it's kind of like you're forced to have to own right now because renting is impossible. My last spot that I was just in, and I'm the lease is up on that on the 21st of this month. Mm-hmm. They wanted me to up because my roommate's already out. They wanted me to up the rent to like $1,800 by myself month to month on a 2-bedroom, and I'm like, there's no fucking way, dude. We were paying $14, and they bumped it up $400 in within a year span, and I'm like, dude, this is stupid. Like there's nobody that can afford this shit.
I've never understood that logic either. Like in general, like okay, so we already know there's 2 people living here. One person moved out. And we're gonna up your rent, so we already knew you could barely afford it at $1,400. So we're gonna bump it up to $1,800. Be like, you're cool, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't understand that. Or like when you're late, you're late paying your rent,
dude.
So
and
then they give you late fees, motherfucker. If I couldn't
pay, they hit you with the late fees.
How can I pay with late fees?
The 3 benefits that I've seen so far with actually owning your own place is your mortgage never changes.
It is locked in.
You're locked in, and you can refinance to get it even fucking lower.
Yes, that's fair.
The late fee thing, you're extended out. Normally, you got to pay the first of the month for rent, and then you get like maybe 4 days until you have to give a late fee.
4 or 5, yeah.
I don't have to pay my rent until the 15th.
Nice.
So from the 1st to the 15th, if I don't pay it in between, I'm not struggling.
Right.
It's the 15th where it's like, all right,
everything hits
the fucking fan. So the fact that you have a good negotiation space of how far is good. And then my final thing is that I know that this location, because I was speaking to you about it, now that I've driven around and see, they're remodeling and building around this.
It's not as bad as it used to be.
Yeah, because it used to be rough. And I was like, realistically, I was like, I can't. And it's obviously still not 100% the best compared to what I was, but now that I'm seeing the remodeling aspect, in the next 2 years, the equity on this place, like I purchased this spot, I'm not going to put the amount out there, for what it was supposed to be, and then within the time that I was purchasing it when I was in escrow, it went up $10,000. I gained ridiculous. So my realtor told me, she's like, you gained $10,000 in equity and you haven't even purchased it yet.
Oh,
in a month because of
insane.
The surroundings. So imagine a year's worth. When I was talking to my buddy James, because him and his wife just moved into their 3rd home now. Yeah, they sold. You went to the first one out in North Las Vegas. They bought the second one out in Centennial, and that house was worth $325,000. And they were in there for a year and some change, and it got pushed over $500,000, like almost 600.
Flip it, buy.
They flipped. So he was smart. He's like, you know what? We don't need a big house. Mm-hmm. They flipped it, sold it, and bought a condo.
Right.
No, not a condo, a townhome. These townhomes are so fucking nice.
Yeah.
You would think they were a house. I walked in, I'm like, this looks like a house.
It's a house.
It's just the
a
backyard
different
is
name.
tiny. The backyard's tiny, but then he's like, I'm not, why buy another house and get stuck in the same thing when I can buy a condo or a townhome for cheaper?
Yeah.
Fucking
It's a little
stuck-
smaller.
It's a little smaller, but it's still fucking huge.
Well, and that's the thing. Living in Vegas, well, at least for me and a few other people out there, because Lynn, did you live in an apartment?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, okay. Well, not when we met. You were
Oh, no. I was always with my parents. My parents were always renting homes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, they. You know, it's funny, and I was talking to my dad about it. The house he's living in now, this is he's a first time home buyer.
Wow.
So Notch is in his 50s.
Yeah.
And this
you guys
was
were just renting when we met?
Yes.
Wow.
Everything that they've. Oh, and I didn't know this as
Yeah.
a kid. I'm thinking, oh, they own these spots.
Right.
They just wanted to flip it and sell it. When he got this place, he told me when he was helping me move, he goes, I've been in this new place for a total of 2-3 years, and he got FHA, and I was like, FHA, and he's like, yeah, I was a first time home buyer. I never owned anything. So
That's
that means my mother
insane.
never owned anything either.
Right.
So for me at my age to say that I've physically owned something,
Oh, yes.
and not
It
had
puts you on
a,
a different level.
it's a different aspect to know, like, all right, it's doable.
Yes.
It's doable as long as you're willing to put in the work for it.
Well, and you don't, unlike Notch, you don't have a family necessarily that's relying on you per se like
Right.
that. You know what I mean? Where
It's-
your
it's-
money's
yeah.
going elsewhere.
The money has to fluctuate through, and that is a true point.
Oh, good job.
Go ahead and continue.
All right, Lynn's gonna take a break. But it's cool to see, like Lynn said, it's cool to see him achieve new heights and actually, because this is shit we've talked about for decades, since we were old enough to understand what owning a house meant. Me and him have been talking about it. It's kind of a small competition between us, like who can really achieve.
It's a flex.
It's a flex, but it's like who can achieve their life goals first. So it was like he started working at 16, I started working at 18, but I would like make more money, and then he'd get a new job and make more money, and then he got his first car, and then my first car was a truck. So then he did it next.
Yeah.
We've always kind of just been in like competition with each other. And, you know, of course, fun, friendly competition, but it's like pushing each other to the next level. So my thing is right now, what I'm working on is I just wrote my book. It's in the draft phase. I'm about to publish it. I was trying to publish it last month, but some things came up. So that's going to be upcoming and in the woodwork here pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that. It's called A Lost Mind Guided by a Tormented Soul. It's a poetry book. Don't worry about it. Don't overthink it. Okay? Don't overthink it. It's very simple. Just write. It's just
I'm just gonna hold it until I can figure this shit out.
the R's better be fucking slow.
I'm telling you, you're gonna have to say it eventually.
I don't want to get canceled. We
No.
just started.
We just started.
Did
You're
you
right.
know with the way we're uploading everything, we have over 100 uploads on YouTube already? We're not even at episode 100 yet.
Really?
Yeah, with all of our uploads, and then, like I said, our new formatting system.
So what are we at on Anchor right now?
Anchor, I would say it's right behind it, because Anchor, I just caught everything up.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, well, no, Anchor's different because I don't break it into parts on Anchor. So
Oh,
that
you're
might be
doing
a little-
a full upload at a hit. Okay, that makes
Right.
sense. Yeah.
So, if you didn't know, our new format for our episodes is we kind of break it into 3 parts as best we can. And I'll upload pieces on YouTube. But if you want the full episode off top, you want to go ahead and check out our Patreon, sign up. You get first dibs. You get to see the whole episode up front. You don't have to wait for the parts to come out. So,
Hey,
just a
speaking
little,
of, we gotta go on to the next one. I
icing
didn't
on the
realize
cake.
it.
All right, so
Did you
that
put a
was
timer?
good for part 1.
Okay, bye.
All right, next one.
Bye.